If you ever want to get some like divine knowledge or some crazy knowledge, all you have to do, listen, all you have to do, and this is not the topic of the video, but all you have to do is just say these words, and then you'll just get it. So before you even watch this video of me right now, just say this dua. Rabbi zidni ilman nafi'an. And that's it. You say this dua once. Dang, the sun is beautiful. You say this dua once, and then Allah is just going to be granting you some beautiful divine knowledge that it's like some crazy, crazy stuff. So inshallah, I'll be able to deliver on this beautiful message that I want to send to you today. The topic of the video today actually is different than what I just told you. Today, this is on the Raw channel, so I'm not really going to care about your attention. Because today's topic, it's about attention. Your attention. You understand? Here's the thing. When I tell people, I'm like, you have this power of attention, most people don't really believe me because they're like, what even is this whole thing about attention? So I want to do something with you right now. So you see this, it's a napkin, right? You see this napkin right here. You do realize that most people, if you were sitting next to me right now, most people would not be able to keep their attention for 5 minutes on this napkin, which is insane. It's insane. Like even you right now, you wouldn't be able to keep your attention on this video for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if I don't have to like change my tonalities, speak maybe slower, speak faster, speak louder, speak quieter, just change tonalities so I can keep your attention within. Or if you were watching on the other channel, you wouldn't be able to keep your attention on the whole video if I wasn't like changing the screen every minute and blah, 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 all these things. Because your attention has been destroyed through the phones, through the TVs, through these black mirrors, basically. So now you understand the secret to you manifesting whatever you want, whatever word you want to use, to you just basically living a proper good life is just being able to keep your attention on this napkin for at least 5 minutes. And then when you keep your attention on this napkin for 5 minutes, what you'll notice is that when you're looking at it, funny because you'll start even noticing like new things inside. Like as I'm looking at this right now, if I look at it for even like 10 minutes, I'll notice I'm like, wow, there's like something weird about this napkin. There's something beautiful about this napkin. And so when you start doing this, the better you get at this, now you don't have to do it for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. The better you get at this, what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be focusing on different things. So maybe you'll start focusing on this random juice bottle and you'll just be looking at it and just put all your focus on it and start noticing new things within it. What you'll notice now, slowly, what's going to happen is that the better you get at focusing your attention on something, the better you will become at manifesting things faster. What that means is that now, as soon as you wake up in the morning and before you go to sleep at night, if you just sit and keep your attention, close your eyes and just focus within your imagination, focus on something that you want and look at it vividly. Look at it like the same way you were looking at this and you were noticing new things and you even started feeling maybe sometimes things when you were looking at this, and you'll notice this when you look at it, when you truly do the exercise. Now, when you imagine, for example, your bank account, imagine the bank account, and then imagine the bank account with the exact figures within it, and maybe even the exact numbers within it, and then imagine yourself literally going on the phone, unlocking the phone, going to your bank, putting all the passwords and the usernames, and then looking at your credit card details, looking at the credit limit, looking at the bank number, maybe even going to your Stripe balance, seeing what's happening on Stripe, maybe going on your Shopify dashboard, seeing what's happening in your imagination, by the way. This is all in your imagination. And maybe even imagine, and you want to imagine this vividly, maybe even imagine you going downstairs and telling your dad, listen, Baba, you don't have to work anymore. It's okay. Here, this is a check for $100,000. Listen, Mama, you don't have to work anymore. Here's a check for $100,000. Or you go to your wife and you're just like, here's an extra $100K a month just for you. Just for being amazing, that's all. And you're just feeling like you're this abundance being, and then you'll feel the abundance. And this is I'm talking about in terms of money, but understand it's all the same with everything. If you're sick right now, If you're sick, imagine yourself being so healthy to the point that you can do anything that you were able to do back then when you were healthy. You're able to do 15 pull-ups all at once. You're able to bench press your body weight for 10 reps easily. You're able to squat 3 times your body weight. You're able to do all these things. And now if you want a beautiful house, you imagine yourself sitting. And by the way, you know what's so beautiful? I just noticed that there was actually a comment on my video. I'm just looking at the notifications. I get a bunch of notifications now, but it's not good because you need to keep your attention like focused. But back then, I used to imagine myself in a house that's next to a forest within nature. And now I'm in a beautiful house next to a forest. And then some guy commented actually on my videos. He was like, if this guy is able to truly do what he's like, if his stuff is right, he wouldn't be stuck in this apartment that he's living in. And it's so funny because I'm like, what the heck? I never lived in an apartment. I never lived in an apartment, which is so funny. But now I have this beautiful view of nature, which is so beautiful. And this nice house. I mean, it's not bad. But that's the thing. It's your attention. And the thing is that I even teach my students in the course. I'm like, one thing that you do, and this is actually course material knowledge, but one thing that you do is what you could do is go online, search up houses that you like, and just look at the house. Even if the house is like $10 million, don't look at the price. Understand that 10 million is the same as $1. It's not much difference. Because the thing is, what you're doing is that as you're looking at these things, and then you're imagining them, and then not only are you thinking of these things, but you're starting to feel these things. What's happening is that Allah, because of your belief and the way you're feeling and the way you're assuming your life to be, Allah is going to start molding your world to become that of what you're feeling in the inside. So much proof in the Quran about this, man. Don't tell me law of attraction haram, law of attraction shirk. Be smarter than this, man. Allah says, like, He won't change a state of a nation until they change what's within themselves. Allah says that the more grateful you are, the more I will increase you. There's so much proof within the Quran. There's a hadith, ayats of the Quran that talk about this. The things that you're imagining are important. Where you're placing your attention is important. Look at all the prophets. They were all sent down to teach you this one message. Where you're placing your attention, you're placing your energy, and that's where you're creating life. Think of Prophet Ayub alayhi salam. I talk about this so many times. Think of Prophet Ayub. He was sick. The whole time he was sick. He was getting destroyed. Like his life was just getting destroyed. And what did he do? He just brought back his attention to Allah. And then what happened? He became healed. Look at Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. They put him in jail. And all he was thinking about is not the problem. He wasn't thinking about jail. All he was thinking about is just Allah. And look at what happened. He became the minister. Like a lot of money. Lots of rizq. You look at Prophet Sulaiman. You look at Prophet Dawood. You look at Prophet Musa. In the beginning, like Allah's sending all these prophets to teach you that, listen, these prophets, they were all scared. They were all having negative emotions. They were all feeling negative things. They were all going through negative things. But what's the one thing that helped them get out of these negative things? By placing their attention on Allah. And so right now, if you're able to place your attention for 5 minutes only on Allah, you close your eyes and you only think of Allah, how much do you think your life is going to start changing? That's the ultimate type of dhikr. So Prophet Musa alayhi salam, like you can look at the ayat, he used to say, he was like, I'm scared that they will think I'm a liar, or I'm scared that they will kill me, or I'm scared that they will do this and do this and do this. And what does Allah say to him? Don't worry, I'm with you, seeing and hearing. And Allah's telling him all these things to show him that I've always been here. So don't worry about them. Only worry about me. Keep your attention only on Allah. And as a result, like look at the life of Musa. He changed an entire generation, which is so beautiful. So beautiful. All it took is for them, all of them, to only place their attention on Allah. And you look at even Prophet Adam, actually. I'm just getting all the stories coming into my mind. Prophet Adam, he did a sin, and what did he do? He went back to Allah. And he asked for forgiveness. Placed all his attention back on Allah. Prophet Yunus, he was in the belly of the fish, of the whale, And Allah never took him out until he placed his attention back on Allah. And Allah says that if he wasn't from the people that do tasbih, we wouldn't have taken him out. Because understand, tasbih is so powerful, because tasbih is you placing your attention on how beautiful and majestic and amazing Allah is. And so when you're placing your attention on the creation of Allah, you'll understand the power of Allah. That's the thing. So when you're going in the forest and you're just looking at this beautiful creation of Allah, what's happening is that because this creation of Allah is doing tasbih to Allah, you will also start vibrating in the same way, doing tasbih. Allah says that everything in the world is doing tasbih, but you don't understand their tasbih. Which means that you placing your attention on these things, you're going back to Allah. And this is not to say that you need an intermediary to go back to Allah, because there is no intermediary. Understand that. Because they're doing tasbih, then they're vibrating. So this is not like, oh, this is shirk, because now you're worshipping a tree. No, Habibi, you're not worshipping a tree. It's not the tree. You just being around the tree is you doing tasbih with the tree. It's like your environment. Allah says in the Quran, I wish I didn't take that friend as a friend. Because you being with that person as a friend, you're ruining your life. Just you being around them. So you being around things is ruining your life, or it's fixing your life. Do you understand what I mean? So you just being around a tree is almost like a friend. You being around a bad friend is horrible, because now you're around something that's not doing tasbih of Allah. And that's why you'll end up in hell, because you were already in hell. You were already going through all these negative emotions, and you never got out of it because you never understood, because you never left that friend. And when you're watching TV and you're constantly scrolling on your phone and you're destroying your attention, that's your friend in that moment. And you doing that constantly is ruining you and making you feel negative. And now if you die in a state of negativity, you're done. That's why Allah says, like, die in a state of surrender. Because when you surrender, automatically you'll start vibrating in a high frequency. Do you see what I mean? Like, all these teachings are so beautiful, but almost nobody's coming here and teaching these teachings. Nobody. Whoever came and talked about the stories of the prophets like these, or like this? Which sheikh came and told you, go sit in nature for a bit and just see how you feel? Go touch some grass and see how you feel. They all talk about, sit down, study the Quran, read the Quran, recite the Quran, do your salah, and that's it. What's so funny is that when you go and you read the Quran itself tells you, go outside. Go outside and look at the creation. Look at the sky. Do you see any pillars on the sky? Look at the earth. Look at the entire creation. Look at these mountains. Be around mountains. The Prophet never received the revelation until he was in the cave for a long time. In the mountain. And so, you constantly sitting down, constantly reciting, reading the words, and you never actually apply the words. Think of it like you reading off a menu from a restaurant and just sitting and never ordering. It's the same exact thing. Like, are you not going to order yet? What are you going to do? And so also you not using this power that Allah has been pointing towards, which is your attention, and knowing where to place your attention, and knowing that that's why there is an entire war on your attention, and to bring down your frequency from the clothes that you wear, and the air that you breathe, and the food that you eat, and the music that you listen to, and the things that you see. Everything is destroying your attention. And so your frequency, by the way, like the way you feel, your frequency is dictated by what you frequently see. And so when you're constantly seeing things that are horrible, again, from everything I just pointed out, when you're constantly seeing things that are horrible, even the tap water, bro, you will also become horrible, because you'll start vibrating at a low frequency. And what that means is that you will start being depressed. You will start being anxious. You will start having just sadness for no reason in your life. And what does Allah say? For those that are depressed is because you've gone away from the remembrance of Allah. Because through the remembrance of Allah, you'll start to vibrate higher. And that's the thing, bro. That's the lesson I wanted to give you today. So I'm hoping you actually said the dua in the beginning of the video. Rabbi zidni ilman nafi'an. And through you saying that, I'm hoping that I was able to share a beautiful message. I mean, if this was helpful, man, just let me know.